Today, we're talking the best theme team cheats right now in Madden 26. For those who don't know what a theme team cheat is, it would be, I have my Jets team right here, a full 50-50 New York Jets theme team. Of course, you have the 32 team chem cards, which play a big part in this game and make videos like this a little bit more obsolete because you have so many other options as well. But there is still spots where you might want to use a cheat. I think the best cheat really was like the Travis Hunter card, who, by the way, was leaked to get a card next week. He's a prime example of an amazing cheat. But you see with the Jets team, Tyron Arnold considered a cheat. His abilities are really good. His abilities are abilities you can't get on really any other card. He's got really good stats to back it up too. Stats that are good enough to obviously hold their own with really no boost at all. Of course, on a Lions team, the card's taking you to another level. But even a card that's good enough to run on a team, that doesn't give him any chems. And even for specialists as well, a guy like Abdul Carter is a good example. If you have your chems all figured out, but you don't have a good right end or left end for rushing, just subbing in a guy like Abdul Carter into those spots. And those are examples of what theme team cheats are. If you're looking to splurge for a big theme team cheat, head over to MMOEXP for the cheapest, most reliable MUT coins on the market. Use my code FERDY at checkout for 6% off. A link for their website is in the description. And obviously, if you're someone that's been playing this game for a while, what a theme team cheat is. So I just want to explain it for maybe people who don't understand what it is, really, the whole premise of this video. Well, let's get started here at strong safety. And there's a lot of different positions. Obviously, it would be a very long video if I went into each theme team and showed off where I would cheat for each of these teams, but this is kind of a broad video. But Taylor Mays, great example. He's affordable too. He's a very good affordable cheat. I try to mix in affordable and expensive cards as well. So the title might say the best, but really it's like just cards I like for cheats / the best too. So I kind of try to mix that in, but it's too long to put that in the title, of course. So Taylor Mays could be a good user, even can still play over the top, fringe, but I think he's really good as a user. Jamal Adams, doesn't matter what team you pick him up on, he's going to be a good option, can be a user, or can be a guy that plays over the top. I think he's still going to play over the top with 90 speed, especially now with the most feared teams being gone. You can get away with running some, I'm not going to say slower, but the boosts aren't as crazy right now unless we start seeing a bunch of breakout teams, which I don't think we're going to see because the cards are so expensive. I'd be surprised if we see him as much as we saw with most feared. Cam Chancellor, his price keeps falling every day. So 400K, 500K, 550, he's not that cheap. 500 to 550. If you can get him in that range, he's a great buy. I know the boosts are gone for him, but still very good option. Maybe even Jamal makes a little bit more sense, but that build as a user, he'll be on your team for a while. This is where I should mention the breakout cards. They will be in pretty much every single position because these champion breakout cards, they can do things that other cards cannot. If you don't have them for your theme team, they get the breakout, the menace ability, which is pretty good for the KOs, obviously. They get that, and they get these crazy ability discounts for the next 2 weeks. So I do want to quickly interject here because I want to talk more about the breakout cards. I did miss this yesterday when I'm recording this right after I recorded the video you saw yesterday. But even the champions do get the +1, the +1 speed with the different stats. And honestly, it doesn't change much as far as what I think about these cards. There is one card that I think does turn pretty crazy, and that is the Mecha Ibuka just turns even better. So he's already very good, way above, but I think he turns even better. If you're gonna get KO'd regardless. Catching and spec catch is one thing, but 98 catching traffic, crazy good short route running, turns to a slot monster with +1 speed. I think this is probably one of the few where I look at and I'm like, that's probably clearly a better card. But again, there's debates either way, right? This one's a real head scratcher, I should mention. He's not really a part of this video, but what are they? 68 COD? What are they cooking with Omari and Hampton, man? But I didn't want to mention it. I think Carson gets +2 speed at the detriment of his run support, which I don't know if that's worth it. But +96 zone is pretty crazy. This one's pretty good too, and 98 jumping. There are some pretty good trade-offs. I did miss it until just now. I didn't mention it in the tier list video either, but it really doesn't change the rankings that much, honestly. It doesn't at all. I feel like I ranked those cards properly, and even here, they're still a part of the video. Because, it's up to you, which way you want to go. It's only 5 training either way. So if you can get your hands on some of these breakout cards, maybe one in a position that you need, they will go a long way, because as we know, it's abilities over stats, and the fact that they get 2 really good abilities for super cheap, pretty much all of them, lands them at every single position. Even if, this dude Xavier Watts was like 89 speed and he was 5'10", he probably would still be here because his abilities are so good. Next up, we have Melifonwu, really just here for the build, kind of a free safety option if you need that. And same with Kalen Bullock. He's going for 1.1 million right now. Expect his price to get somewhere near JC Horns, as he is the event card. But I don't expect as many people to be playing the event as most feared. That's just how it works, So he'll probably be like 600K really. Probably around champion prices where he'll end up being. I'd be surprised if he did get cheaper. Cornerback, he was in the last one too. He'll be in this one as well. Tariq Woolen, 91 speed, 6'4", obvious reasons. Great plug and play guy. You get Terry Arnold, obviously. But cornerback's a position where you probably don't need a cheat. I feel like theme team wise, there's a lot of pretty good coverage, and then you add the fact you have the 32 team chem cards, the captains, and now we have Darian Porter too if you really need that cornerback help. So I don't think it's anything too crazy, but I do think the bar's pretty high. So I do like, Woolen, and then Arnold is someone that's worth picking up outside of a theme team. Even if you can't give him any boost, I still think he's a card, obviously, because of what I said earlier with the, obviously with the abilities, right? And then you also can swap him out if you want to as well. This card's interesting. I don't know. If anyone's tried this, let me know if you prefer this version or this version. I don't know. I think it's, if you don't play man, this version's, I think, the clear option, right? If you do, though, yeah, that 91. You can't get him plus 10, right? So that's why. That's kind of where I'm at with that. All right, we got Carson Wessinger up next. Or Schwessinger is how you say his name. This is like the best user in the game right now. I think he might get overlooked because of name. I think he might. If this was like a Ray Lewis or like a like Fred Warner or someone like that, I think he would, or who's a Raider user, Divine Diablo or some shit. His card would be so hyped up. I feel like he kind of gets overlooked in this promo, but he's one of the better cards in this promo. All the 90 stats against the run, 90 zone coverage. He's got good movement, 93 jumping, the height's there. Only downfall is the awareness and play rec, but you're going to use this card anyway, and of course does get those crazy abilities like mid zone, or you can go breakouts, or you can go, or menace, or you can go lurk artist. It's up to you, whichever one you prefer on your user, but just an insane card. This is I think you'll get overlooked, but very, very good user option. As I went to tackle, I didn't choose necessarily the best. I just chose ones that make sense. Like if you need a DT, these are good options and they're affordable. So William Perry, I love the acceleration, the high power moves. And then Aaron Donald is Aaron Donald, so we chose him as well. Both under 200K, but at DT, if you want the lead of the elite, why it's coming out. He's technically not a cheat, but I'm honestly not in love with a lot of these guys for their price. Laverick Glover's a good option, like 80 speed, 90 acceleration, pretty much is pretty good. Yeah, I would probably stick pretty much with those guys though. I like both those cheats options. At defensive tackle. Left edge, we already mentioned him in the kind of the intro for this video, but Abdul Carter, I think he's the best cards from breakouts. I did just upload that video, so I'm not too sure if people agree with that my take on it or not. But yeah, Abdul Carter, I think is the best card out of breakouts, mainly because you get, I think double or nothing is obviously more meta, but the fact you just have that little sprinkle of edge threat elite on top with 1 AP double or nothing for the next 2 weeks, it's just like stupid. You're stupid not to use this right now. So yeah, use this. Try to get Abdul Carter. His price will eventually come down to be 500K for these champions, but definitely by part 2 he'll be expensive. He'll be cheap. At least even if you have this card for a week, or like if you're gonna play Gauntlet or whatever, it just makes sense to go add this guy to your team. Or if you're gonna be playing ranked for a little rank grind, you go get that guy, right? So heading over to offense, I didn't do too many offensive linemen because it's pretty obvious who the best cheats are. It's just the best in the game pretty much. But I did want to shed light on Tate Rutledge and Mason McCormick. Mason McCormick, he's easier to get. You just got to go to the auction house and buy him. He's 200K though, so pretty expensive. But it does get Pass Protector for 0 AP, which I think is a pretty underrated ability that a lot of people don't run because of the current QB setups and how expensive it is with the AP cap. So it is a good ability, and you get it for free on Mason McCormick, or you can play the offline mode. Then put your upgrade tokens in the Tate Rutledge, and you get this card who gets Pass Protector and Run Protector, both of them for 1 AP. So Tate in the breakout tier list, I have him must-have. I think this is a card that you should probably try to grind for. I think it's worth it. I think all the free cards pretty much are worth grinding for. If you're good enough to get the head-to-head reward, that's great. But the offline one, as well as either Darian Porter or Dante Thornton, get those upgrade tokens, upgrade these cards all the way, and they'll be on your team for a while. Especially Darian Porter and Thornton, because they don't have the ability discounts, which kind of sucks right now. But they will, what you're getting from those cards, you're gonna have for until probably after Zero Chill with their speed, and if you have a good team build with the crystals, they'll be on teams for a while. Unfortunately, I wish Tate Rutledge was all 32. He's not, but still a very good option. A tight end. The best tight end, I think, is obviously Brenton Strange. Like I said, the breakouts are going to be a big part of this. I've really even, if you go to tight end, Brenton Strange's abilities aren't anything crazy, right? I like breakouts tank, but they kind of built this card to be like a 6 offensive lineman. That was kind of their vision with him. And if you go to upgrade, it turns him to more of a run blocker. You're going to lower that catch and traffic spec catch, but the boosts are going to be in the run block, pass block. Like, he's better than some offensive linemen in this game. So you have that. I don't think he's a very good cheat. I still think having that 0 AP tank is going to make this card feel pretty good after the catch. Obviously, at tight end, though, you have options, right? So I do also like Taysom Hill or Sam Laporta in that price range, too. Like, pretty elite options if you don't have Njoku or a team with, like, Vernon Davis. Antonio Gates' price is even not bad. Like, pretty much rental at this point is pretty good. Trey McBride, if he keep an eye on his price, but he's not technically a cheat, so he's not going to be a part of this. So, yeah, that, tight end, might have one for your theme team, and I feel like the bar's pretty low as far as thinking. Like, for my Jets team, for example, we have no tight end, so I'm looking for a good tight end cheat, and even a jump to, like, Gronk for, like, some teams is a good enough jump, in my opinion. All right, wide receiver. Randy Moss wasn't the last one, but Tyreek Hill was not, so 91 speed Tyreek Hill, and I mentioned it in yesterday's video too, with there being more KOs and more abilities for corners that are going to be coming out over the next month and a half for Harvest, Blitz, Zero Chill, all that stuff. I remember a few years ago, I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago, people started using smaller receivers because KOs were so crazy, where you want to just be able to possession catch and be a smaller target and not get KO'd, where you have these big guys, you're throwing a bunch of ags, that works early on in the year because you don't have KOs, and it's gonna work. With the budget, the budget early game, Dante Thornton was crazy, and then quick spin too. That was a different meta, but I think there is room for a smaller receiver to kind of get inside, get in between defenders, and just possession catch, go down, make the catch, secure the yards if these KOs are going to start going crazy. So do keep that in mind. Tyreek Hill is a great option, and a card that, even outside of a team, even outside of boost, I think is worth picking up. Randy Moss too, obviously, and these prices are very good too. So you have both these options, but I think obviously the best is Emeka Egbuka because of the abilities. It's just like you have these stats, which are stupidly insane stats, and then you just sprinkle on, and you don't need it, but you just sprinkle on route tech, and it's just like, why not? At the end of the day, I don't think running the 1A piece is truly worth it. I don't think so. If they were both 0, maybe, but just having that little sprinkle of route tech on a card that has 90 stats everywhere pretty much is stupid good. Okay, running back, I don't actually love running back, and this is why I said in the video on, last Saturday, where I mentioned, whenever you have this choice, I think Jamal Charles made the most sense, because for a lot of teams, they don't have a running back. So choosing Jamal Charles out of that pack, if you had it, is going to be pretty helpful. But, Derrick Henry, if you want more power, ETN's not a bad option. Joe Mixon. My favorite, though, would probably be Dickerson. But even Genty has, Genty has some cool shit to him. So running back, I don't think you can really go wrong. I think it kind of is like offensive line, where it's like, just kind of run whoever you want. Like, just run the best. Run whoever feels best to you, because I think running back, I think COD is meta, but we don't really have, besides Gale Sayers, we don't have any running backs base over 90 COD to, I think COD is the meta. So if you can get someone, some cards on theme teams, you can get boosted up to over 90 COD so they feel better, where, there's only one guy that really gets it, and it's Gale Sayers, who's kind of expensive. So, technically, I guess the best cheat at running back would be Gale Sayers if you had unlimited coins, because you get all the stuff that you'd want if you were 90 plus COD. But in the next month and a half, we're going to start seeing a lot more base 90 COD guys. And Amari Hampton, man, what a disgrace. The only breakout that will not be on here because of his abilities and just terrible COD. I don't know what they were cooking with this card. He could have been great, but he's not. All right, Bo Nix. If you're somebody that loves the conductor quick audibles, this is the guy for you. You see it. You can get very flexible with these abilities. You get Pocket Deadeye, which is amazing, right? Which I still think is somewhat, it's not as necessary, but it's just like, why not have it? It's kind of like Emeka Egbuka. It's 0, so why not just have it? Fearless is also really good too for 1. And I would probably run that if you like the conductor setups, like conductor with fearless and pocket dead, I like that combo on a Bo Nix card that has really good throw power and a really good release. For some people, they might overlook this card and think, doesn't have the exact setups I want. But for a lot of people, this will be the guy. And I also do like Cam Newton and Jaden Daniels, if of course you like that gunslinger ability. So I like Bo Nix a lot, though. Bo Nix, I think, is going to be pretty underrated. I mean, he's not underrated, you know what I'm saying? But the people that like these kind of setups, they're going to be cooking with Bo Nix. And I'm not even too sure when we're going to see QB setups like this next. Obviously, these expire. Maybe Zero Chill is when we start getting discounts. Maybe it's Blitz when we start getting crazy discounts that stay permanent. Who knows? But you see the potential of the QB, what a QB can be in this game, and it's pretty cool. So hopefully they, vary them. Like make some cards feel different than others. But I do like this Bo Nix card. For some people, he will be the best option, right? But for most, it's like Cam Newton, it's your Jaden Daniels, it's your Lamar Jacksons. So that's new for today's video. Hopefully, I just try to generate ideas for you guys, for your teams, and maybe look at your lineup. You're sitting looking at your game. You're like, I could use that. Hopefully, I gave you some ideas. So if you guys did enjoy today's video, drop a like. Tomorrow, the plan right now is top 10 theme teams. So and the Ira Your Teams tweet is up as well. I should put it at the beginning of the video, but the Ira Your Teams tweet is up. Go send your squads to be a part of Sunday's video. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you boys in the next one.